Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sourced Outreach Ministry series called Overcoming the Flesh. Now we're going to be talking in this series that I will be presenting about sexual sin. Who better to talk to you about sexual sin than the owner or the former owner of Pizza Orgasmica. In my past, I have fullness of sexual sin. Not only do I have my own sexual sins of my personal, I have the spiritual sexual sins that I used in my business to entice, to capture, and to dominate minds of people. Because you know what? Sex is one of Satan's easiest ways that he can get in your heart. So we're going to talk about sexual sin. First, I want to present to you, how did God make it? How did God create sex? Because sex is created by God. It's not bad. It's good. Now, in the beginning, God created Adam. And when he saw that Adam was lonely, he took a bone from his rib and he created Eve. And this is Adam's response. Adam said, "Now this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, and she shall be called woman because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they will be one flesh." Now, did you catch that? They will be one flesh. Sex and love together is beautiful. Sex for the sake of sex and lust can be quite ugly. Let's define how the world has seen sex in the last 50 years with this little montage that I've made for you to kind of show you how when you walk in sin and you walk in rebellion, truth gets a little confusing.
God bless you.
That's all you showing that you're a piece of shit.
Right here. God bless men. God bless women and God bless men. It's time for men to be men and women to be women.
When I was alone with Miss Lewinsky on certain occasions in early 1996 and once in early 1997, I engaged in conduct that was wrong. These encounters did not consist of sexual intercourse. They did not constitute sexual relations as I understood that term to be defined at my January 17, 1998 deposition.
What does it look like in a digital UX context? What does design research look like in these contexts? So a lot of it was really exploratory, setting policy for social media accounts that aligned with the values and our intent.
This is Ari, Gwendolyn and Brynnifer. They are in a polyamorous relationship and they all parent Hazel and Sparrow.
We have a 2-year-old anti-gender baby and a 10-year-old who is non-binary.
They have chosen not to disclose Sparrow's gender.
We don't know it yet. It's something that Sparrow's going to have to figure out and then tell us.
The Pope addressing the unrelenting shadow of scandal and international outrage, speaking of the Vatican's pain and shame, but some calling it too little, too late. ABC's David Wright is with the Pope in Ireland.
Today in Dublin, Pope Francis got an earful about the Church's response to the sexual abuse crisis. Some of the signs there in the crowd clearly not meant to welcome him.
Above all, Holy Father, we ask that you listen to the victims and survivors.
Pope Francis did listen, sitting down behind closed doors for an hour-and-a-half meeting with 8 survivors of clerical sexual abuse.
We're hopeful that he will challenge what he referred to as the high church or the elite within the church who are guilty of corruption and cover-up. He literally said that they were filth in the toilet.
Francis acknowledged people have a right to be outraged by the church's response to what he called repulsive crimes against children.
Questi crimini repugnanti.
And he said it remains a source of pain and shame for the Catholic community.
Thanks so much for that question. I use the term minor attracted person or MAP in the title and throughout the book for multiple reasons. First of all, because I think it's important to use terminology for groups that members of that group want others to use for them. And MAP advocacy groups like Before You Act have advocated for use of the term MAP. They've advocated for it primarily because it's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophile. A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender. And that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors. I've definitely heard the idea that you brought up, though, that the use of the term minor attracted person suggests that it's okay to be attracted to children. But using a term that communicates who someone is attracted to doesn't indicate anything about the morality of that attraction. And non-offending MAPs, by definition, do not abuse children, so their behaviors are moral.
Can you provide a definition for the word woman?
Can I provide a definition?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can't?
Not in
Okay.
this context.
So
I'm not a biologist.
The meaning of the word woman is so unclear and controversial that you can't give me a definition?
Senator, in my work as a judge, what I do is I address disputes. If there's a dispute about a definition, people make arguments, and I look at the law and I decide.
Confusion. The Supreme Court Justice in 2022 cannot even tell you what a woman is. We have gone so far. Our culture now says what is good is bad and what is bad is good. Satan wants to take away your blessing. He wants to take away your life. And if he can get you to sin, he will get you to sin, and he will tempt you through sex. Romans 6:12, let not sin therefore in your mortal body, that he should obey in it the lust thereof. So our body has an inherent lust. We lust. It's natural. We're sexual beings. So don't feel shame because you are a sexual being. So we're going to dive more into sexual sin in the next episode. See you then.